SIM 4P Single SIM Install. Disconnect power. Start by disconnecting the negative terminal of the battery.
Remove magneto. Remove the existing ignition harness by removing the 3 screws securing the cap to the magneto. Remove P-lead and shielding ground, if present, from the magneto. Next, remove magneto from engine by removing the nuts, washers, and clamps securing it to the engine. The impulse spacer will be reused on a SIM 4P install. Remove and discard the magneto gasket and clean all gasket residue from the mounting surface of the spacer. This SIM is sealed with an O-ring. A gasket is not required. Remove the drive gear from the magneto and inspect in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations.
Remove spark plug. Remove ignition lead and spark plug from the number 1 cylinder. Set DIP switches. See SureFly's installation instructions for guidance on fixed or variable timing guidance. Find the data plate on the engine and note the timing value listed. Find the matching engine timing value on the table in the installation instructions. Use a fine point tool to move the 4 DIP switches. It takes very little force to move the switches, so be gentle. Install drive gear. Install the drive gear onto the SIM shaft. Install washer and the castellated nut. Torque the castellated nut to 120 up to 180 inch-pounds. Do not exceed 250 inch-pounds. Lock castellated nut with cotter pin in accordance with AC 43.13-1B. Ensure locked cotter pin does not extend beyond the forward face of the drive gear. Internal timing. You must internally time the SIM before installing the SIM into the engine. Connect a temporary source of power, example a 9-volt battery, to the timing terminal on the SIM. Ground the SIM case to the negative side of the power source. The SIM LED will illuminate steady green. Slowly rotate the SIM drive gear to find the point where the LED extinguishes. Turn the shaft slowly. The SIM 4P model has 2 alignment dots that make a great starting point. Bring number 1 cylinder to TDC. With the number 1 spark plug removed, place your thumb over the spark plug hole and rotate the engine to find top dead center of the compression stroke. Turn the engine in reverse direction approximately 20 to 30 degrees. Using a machinist dial indicator, slowly rotate the engine to locate top dead center. See SureFly website troubleshooting tab for further guidance on using dial indicator. Ignition harness installation. Number 1 cylinder is marked on the harness cap. Align with number 1 mark on SureFly coil pack. Ensure the ignition leads under the cap insert into the coil pack wells. There should be approximately 1/4 inch of spring tension keeping the cap from mating with the SIM.
The SureFly is capable of bridging much wider gaps than the magneto. Adjust spark plug gap according to the manufacturer's recommendations.
For best all-around performance, SureFly recommends 0.032 up to 0.035 of an inch. Power wire. Connect the provided power lead to the power terminal of the SIM. Tighten the screw to 10 plus or minus 2 inch-pounds. Route the power lead to the battery. Directly connect the positive terminal of the battery or the unswitched side of the master solenoid. Route the wire so the fuse is as close as possible to the power source. This is a good time to ensure the engine to airframe ground is in proper order. P-lead. Install the P-lead wire onto the SIM P-lead terminal. Back P-lead base nut with an 11/32 of an inch wrench and torque the nut to 15 plus or minus 2 inch-pounds. If the P-lead wire is shielded, connect the shield to the P-lead shield, ground, terminal with a provided screw and torque to 15 plus or minus 2 inch-pounds. Manifold pressure. The SIM does not require a connection to the engine's manifold pressure to operate in fixed timing mode. If the SIM is configured for variable timing mode, the SIM requires a connection to manifold pressure source. See installation instructions for recommended manifold pressure sources. SureFly provides tubing. The installer is responsible to provide the required hardware to connect to the existing pressure source. Secure the hose along the route, being sure not to pinch, kink, or impede internal airflow. Ensure plumbing is draining away from the sim to prevent fluids from collecting in the internal sensor. Ground test. Ensure the P-lead is grounded. Clear the propeller area. Unground the P-lead and verify sim LED illuminates and blinks the correct code. The code will repeat for 4 cycles before the LED goes inactive. Start the engine normally using the engine manufacturer's recommended starting procedure. Mag check should be within mag check drop numbers specified in the aircraft operating manual. Turn master switch off. The engine should continue to run.